Okay, I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney Joseph Lowe. Joseph, great to have you back here on the program. You joined us earlier
Thank
on
you.
in the week when we were covering this in the middle of the case. Now we're at the conclusion. Now you've seen what the prosecution has laid out completely. Last time you were on, very critical of the prosecution. How do you think they did in wrapping up the case?
Well, we're supposed to say wonderful things on these programs, and I'll say this: it's wonderful for the defense that that's the prosecution team. And here's what I mean by that. If you don't tell a story, you're arguing. And if you notice, the tone of voice and the cadence of the prosecutor was one of not confidence. It was one of what you call a judgmental attitude, which means they're afraid, which means they're desperate, which means they can see the writing on the wall, which is this: they have an audio tape, which is their best evidence. But unfortunately, what they don't have is they don't have the audio tape of the pizza call, the fake pizza call. Could have been the mom. What they don't have is seeing her at the scene either through DNA evidence or visibly. That's a problem, which means it could have been somebody else. And what they have the problem they have is that they have motive by their best witness, which is their worst witness, and that is the admitted killer already, Cobb, and his motive to bring her into this because of hate and discontent. Given all those things, a good defense argument showing that's reasonable doubt all day long, and real good reasonable doubt.
Okay, well, Joseph, let me interrupt you for 1 second because one of the things we saw yesterday in court after this closing argument was, and we're going to show it to you right now, Erica Stefanko didn't look too happy. And some people were wondering, is she not happy because maybe the prosecution really did put on a strong case? Maybe she wasn't happy how the defense handled their closing, or maybe she wasn't happy that she ultimately decided to not take the stand. How do you interpret her reaction?
All of those. Now, be here for a minute. You just got done sitting through the most emotional experience of your life with regards to the witnesses testifying, but no one really ever pointed a finger at you with regard to the witnesses until you hear the government, with all its power and all its accusation, saying you are a despicable human being. Having someone with that kind of power in that kind of setting in front of all those strangers being the jury, it's very emotional. It's very intimidating. And so I feel that that's likely what you're watching is her just reacting to what it sounds like for the first time.
Well, I want to play more of the prosecution's closing argument, and then we'll hear what the defense says. So, again, here's more Felicia Easter from yesterday.
How else did the defendant